Hello the internets, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefi and we're going to be talking about money and how much gachas are making this month compared to the previous one. I talk a little bit about the lowest tier of the gachas right now, which is those who are making even less than 50k per month, which means they are most likely going to close down in the upcoming months. That said, before we start, a couple of things, right? First, leave a like, subscribe, what you doing? Come on, join the Generated family. Second, as you can see, we have on the background my new wife, my new favorite girl, Crow. I am fully invested in her. You might be thinking, Sefi, what's going on? Why aren't you invested in Crow? Didn't you hate her? Haven't you always said you hate Crow? Yes, but yesterday we set up donation goals, right? And that's a joke. I set up the first one to be, all right, let's go 200 bucks, and we fully overload Crow, right? 300, and I will also go 10 on her skills. And then 400, and then we'll also use her on my main team for PvE, for all content, and from New Year until the end of May, right? And then we also got like a Crow shirt, which should be arriving tomorrow, I think. And I did this because I thought, okay, maybe we reach the goal over the whole month, if we reach the goal. But you guys did it in one day. So I love you and I hate you. Thank you and fuck you. That said, with that introduction, let's go directly into the gacha website and see what's going on with the games this month. Starting with Honkai Star Rail and Genshin. Of course, they are still making plenty of money. Honkai got a little bit of a dip from 50 mil to 40 mil and Genshin from 32 to 36. MiHoYo is still the king of gachas. A lot of people get like, oh, Honkai is making more money than Genshin. Honkai is better than Genshin. They love more the game. They take more care. It's like, guys, shut up. It's the same company. You understand the company doesn't care which one you think is better or worse. They are one of the biggest gaming companies in the world right now, and they are making more than enough money no matter what games they release. So victory for MiHoYo. I don't really love them, but you know, they are still winning. Uma Musume also here with 36 million this month, 10 more compared to August, where they made 26. This fucking game always makes a lot of money, and I don't know why. It's just horse girls running around and you bet on them, which for gambling addicts actually it makes sense that this game will do well, because you raise your own characters and you make them compete in races, competitive races. So it actually makes sense. It's making so much money on JP. This game is coming to the Chinese Play Store. I might be able to play with the Bilibili account, so I might be downloading this later and we'll see. I'm not sure if it already released or not. That's the only thing. Now, before we keep talking about nikke and how much they're making, this website, guys, does not have data for PC sales and the Chinese market, which is one of the biggest markets when it comes to sales in gachas, right? So everything you see here is not the full amount they're making. They are making a lot more money. So nikke went from 19 with the summer units to 31 for the near collab, which is expected, right? Really big month, attracting a lot of new players as well. Dokan is also in here. They are usually not in the top 10, 15, but they had an anniversary with a lot of sales. As you can see, JP went from 10 to 18 and Global from 14 to 21. Also FGO went from 53 to 21. That's because the previous month on summer they had a really big event with a lot of new units, and so they of course racked in those sales because of the FGO PT. Really good PT, as some of you have told me. I don't play the game. We also tried when it came out Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. They made 7 million on the first month. Really good start. I don't think Square Enix is going to be able to maintain this momentum because the game is greedy and honestly not that great, in my opinion, of course. Something that I always like to see, because it's still funny to me, it's Memento Mori. It still keeps being one of the most profitable games with what they do. They have no gameplay, only good music, and then a peculiar game art, I will say. I'm not gonna say it's one of the best art styles out there, because I don't think it is, but it's pretty good. But they still keep making plenty of money. Bank of Innovation, the company, actually closed down their other 2 projects to focus on Memento Mori, and maybe they are developing something new, but I'm happy to see it there. I really love the music. I don't play the game because, well, first of all, there is no gameplay to stream, and then second, because I cannot stream because of the music. You will get copyrighted, because they license songs from artists for their characters, which is a smart move to do, in my opinion. You get good music for your characters, people will like it, and it also makes your game more unique compared to the rest of the competition. When it comes to other other games, Asul Lane had a really bump in revenue, and this is because of the summer skins and all the controversy that we saw on stream one of these days. I don't remember what stream we went over it, but there was a big controversy because one of the skins, people were saying that, oh, this is too big, this girl is too uncomfortable because she has way too big proportions, right? You know, talking about the assets, of course. A lot of people were complaining, mostly from Latam, from South America. I don't understand why, but most of the people were minors from South America complaining about the gacha game, about, you know, unrealistic proportions for girls. For those of you who don't know, Asul Lane is actually owned by a girl. That's the CEO of the company is a girl. The designer of most of these girls is a girl. So just an interesting conversation going on in Twitter. That also helped them with sales from 2 mil to 4 mil on JP, and on global it was a little bit less, from 1.5 to 2.7 million. It's still pretty good. We have multiple One Piece games in here from 5 to 3 and from 12 to 3.9. The reason on this drop is because last month, if I remember correctly, all of the One Piece gachas, they released the new Gear 5, I believe it's called, Luffy with the white hair. I need to get up to date with One Piece, bro. I always say that I really like it. I'm getting what Ace has on his arm. I'm actually getting it on my sideburn here. So, you know, I like One Piece. I haven't been up to date since Wano, since the start of Wano, like more than 200, 300 chapters. But I want to get back to it because there is a new game coming out soon for One Piece, and I do want to play it. Other games to take into consideration that we always talk in chat is going to be Ark Knights. They went from 2.6 to 1.5. They had a really cool event last month. And then also Brown Dust, which went from 2 million to 1.3 mil. They released a PC client though, so sales might be affected because of that. Because once again, PC sales are not reflected on Sensor Tower gacha revenue. This website uses Sensor Tower as their source, and Sensor Tower is not 100% accurate on anything they do, even less with PC and Chinese market, like I said previously. Other than that, we have that Machi B Chronicle. I don't know how they made more money because this game, and I will say it, is trash. It's a cash grab, it's bad, there is absolutely no gameplay. The 3D models are horrible, awful. I don't understand how people are actually paying for that. I guess it's mostly for fans of the franchise, of the IP, because when you talk about the game itself, there's literally nothing good about it. Also, the first two banners, I believe they were limited characters, or at least the first one, you know, just after release, limited characters, always a great sign for the game. Other games that could be interesting to cover will be Everol going down a little bit, and still maintaining good revenue. We have also Path to Nowhere. I wish Path to Nowhere was more popular. I don't play the game. I stopped playing after a couple months, but it's a really good game. Good character design, good music, good events, but they take too long in between events, and that's one of the problems they are having. And then we get into the bad parts of the list with Taco Symphony. As you can see, even in JP is going down, and the global version is probably going to be closing down soon. We also have Outer Plane getting a little bit of a bump from 300k to 400k. I'm not sure what the plan is, the goal long term for Outer Plane, because it's obviously not replacing Epic 7. Also, Snowbreak, interestingly enough, went from 1.2 to 300. You have to consider that once again, no PC sales, but this is a really big dip in revenue. The problem with the Snowbreak, same as other games, is they release events with way too much space in between. They take maybe one event per month. Maybe you get one per month, but you are getting multiple banners, and there's nothing to do in the game. You log in, you do your dailies in 2 minutes, and then you are done. And this is a shooter game. So, of course, most people are going to be getting tired of not being able to play a shooter game. They did release, however, a new co-op event, which is harder than the previous one, which is pretty cool to see. I wish the game was better. I was super excited, but it was a boom, honestly. Now, going down in the list, we have a Limbus company still maintaining a semi-healthy revenue, even though it's not really a gacha game. The reason why Limbus doesn't get more attraction is because most of the players for Limbus are not gacha players. They are just Project Moon fans, and they also are playing Limbus because it's the game that they have from the company, receiving constant updates. And then finally we get into the last part of the list, which, as you can see, this is bad. This is really bad. First of all, Neural Cloud and Girls Frontline are making no money, like always. This is the big reason as to why for Girls Frontline 2, which we are playing on stream every day, come later to say hello, they are going for really aggressive monetization. They are not as generous. They are copying the same system that MiHoYo has been using for Honkai Star Rail and Genshin, because they want to make more money with this game, which makes sense, but it makes me sad because so far Girls Frontline 2 is pretty cool, but the gacha system, it's trash. And then the last part of the tier list, which is games I don't understand how they are even alive. We have first Higan Erufil making 26k a month, and we have Alex Fiction making 17k. I think Alex Fiction already announced EOS. I'm not 100% sure. Do let me know, guys, if you know in the comments. Higan Erufil is alive only because the Chinese market released a new version, right? So it's on Bilibili now. I'm guessing they are getting more money on Bilibili than they are doing on global, and that's the reason they're still alive. When it comes to archery gear, I have no idea how that game is still alive. I think it's still getting updates. I'm not entirely sure. I used to play on release. That's actually how I got to know Tim and how I discovered his channel, by playing archery gear. But I'm surprised the game is still alive. That said, boys, that's gonna be it for this video. Just wanted to talk a little bit about revenue, games, why some are higher this month, why some are lower, and on our favorite game, Nikke, making another at least 50-60 million every single month. Once again, PC and Chinese market not included, which are the biggest markets for this game. That's gonna be it for this one, boys. Thank you for the support. Like always, we're gonna be live when this video is published, so come say hello. We're gonna be playing Gacha Online 2, Nikke, and then just having a great time and chilling. Thank you to my patrons for making this content possible. You can join them with the link in the description down below. Good luck with your pool generates, and see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことです。